Hospitals get shut down. Pipelines stop delivering fuel. School districts cancel classes for a week, all from one type of attack. Ransomware is the attack that makes headlines, drains bank accounts, and can take a business down permanently. Today, we're breaking down exactly how it works, how it evolved in 2026, and most importantly, how organizations survive it. Ransomware isn't one thing that happens. It's a campaign that unfolds in stages, sometimes over weeks before you see the ransomware note. Stage 1, initial access. The attacker gets in, usually through phishing, which we covered in ATK 01. Also through exposed RDP, unpatched vulnerabilities, and stolen credentials bought on the dark web. Stage 2, persistence. They establish backdoors, schedule tasks, registry keys, malicious services. Even if you find and remove their initial foothold, they can come back. Stage 3, lateral movement. They move through your network, harvesting credentials, discovering domain controllers, mapping which systems hold the data that matters. Modern ransomware campaigns take days to weeks in this stage. Stage 4, data exfiltration. Before they encrypt anything, they steal it. Terabytes of your data get uploaded to their infrastructure. This is what gives them leverage, even if you have backups. Stage 5, encryption. Now they detonate. Files across your network get encrypted simultaneously. Shadow copies deleted. Backup systems targeted. Everything happens fast. Stage 6, the demand. Ransom note appears. Contact instructions, a countdown timer. The negotiation begins. Here's what most people don't understand. Modern ransomware isn't rogue hackers in basements. It's an industry with a business model. Ransomware as a service. It works like a franchise. The core group develops the malware, maintains the infrastructure, and runs the negotiation portal. They recruit affiliates who actually execute the attacks. When a victim pays, the affiliate keeps 70 to 80%. The core group takes the rest. These groups have HR departments, marketing, customer support for their victims. Yes, actual help desks to walk you through pain. Some publish quarterly reports. Lockbit famously offered bug bounties for their own ransomware. The 2026 evolution, double extortion is now standard. Encrypt and threatened to leak the exfiltrated data. Triple extortion adds DDoS pressure to the mix. Encrypt, threaten to leak, and take your remaining services offline until you pay. And AI has entered the picture. AI-accelerated ransomware adapts encryption patterns and evasion techniques in real time based on what defenses detect. What used to take a skilled malware developer to write now takes an affiliate with a prompt. The goal isn't detecting encryption. If encryption starts, you've already lost. You need to detect the stages before that. SIEM indicators. Look for mass file name operations. Encryption doesn't just replace files. It names them with new extensions. Look for volume shadow deletion. Look for spikes in outbound data volume during off hours. That's exfil. EDR alerts. Look for suspicious process chains. PowerShell spawning CMD. Spawning an unknown binary. Watch for credential harvesting tools like Mimikatz. Watch for legitimate admin tools being used maliciously. PSExec, WMI, remote schedule tasks running across dozens of systems in a short window. Network indicators. command and control callbacks to unusual domains, large outbound transfers to cloud storage or file sharing services, beaconing patterns. These are irregular intervals of small packets that look like heartbeats. Canary files. Deploy honeypot files across your file shares. When they get touched, you know something's wrong. These are cheap, easy to set up, and catch attackers other detections will miss. Behavioral indicators. After hours activity from service accounts. Sudden disabling of backup systems. Antivirus getting turned off multiple endpoints. These are late stage signals, but if you catch them, you might still have time. There's one defense that matters more than everything else combined: immutable backups. Immutable means the backup can't be modified or deleted, even by admin credentials, even by attackers who've compromised your environments. Cloud-based immutable storage, air-gapped backups. Whatever the mechanism, the requirement is the same. If attackers can delete your backups, you don't have backups. Test them. Restore a full system from your most recent backup to a clean environment and verify it works. Untested backups are hopes, not defenses. Network segmentation limits blast radius. Flat networks are ransomware's paradise. One compromised endpoint reaches everything. Proper segmentation, workload isolation, and internal firewalls slow lateral movement and buy your team time to respond. Patch management. The most common initial access vectors are known vulnerabilities that patches exist for. If your patching cadence is measured in months, you're leaving the front door open. EDR and XDR with automated containment. When suspicious activity is detected, the system can automatically isolate the endpoint from the network. That's how you buy minutes back. The incident response plan. When ransomware hits, the questions come fast. Do we pay? Do we call the FBI? Do we tell customers? Every one of these decisions should have been made in advance. Write the plan, test it in a tabletop exercise, and keep it current. On pain. The data says it makes things worse. Organizations that pay are more likely to get hit again. They don't always get functional decryption keys. The ransom fuels the next attack. Law enforcement recommends against paying. That doesn't mean it's always the wrong call. Sometimes lives are at stake. But understand what paying does before you write the check. Ransomware in 2026 is an industry. AI accelerated, professionally run, more dangerous than ever. But defenders have real tools: immutable backups, segmentation, practiced incident response. The organizations that survive aren't lucky. They prepared. I put together a ransomware readiness checklist, one page you can use to assess where your organization stands. Download it at Nas'scybercorner.com. Link in the description. Next episode, we are breaking down malware, viruses, Trojans, rootkits, and the fileless attacks that skip your antivirus entirely. Subscribe so you don't miss out.